So here we go again. We are on part 4 of Module 1, and if you're following along in your textbook, it is page 29. On page 29, it says to format numbers in the worksheet. Using a dollar and cents format for selected cells makes it clear to users of the worksheet that the numbers represent dollar values, and it doesn't clutter the entire worksheet with dollar signs and applying the comma format. It just makes it large numbers easier to read. Okay, so let's go to page 30. Make sure that you have open your spreadsheet titled Creating a Worksheet and a Chart. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to select the range of B4, so find B4, and then go all the way over and select cell N4. And notice that my mouse cursor is a large white block, because if you try to pull over that, then you're just duplicating, and we don't want that. We want to actually select cell B4 to B9. Now click the Accounting Number Format button, which is on your Home tab in the Number group. There it is, Number group. And we want the Accounting Number Format. So click Accounting, and what it's going to do is it's going to change those numbers from 1417.12 to a dollar sign 1 comma 417.12. Doesn't that look nice? Okay, now select the range B5 to N5. B5 and go all the way over, bump that over a little bit, to N5. I'll make that smaller so it all fits on my screen and you can see everything. Okay, for this range, we want to add the comma style button to these. So we don't need to put the dollar sign on that because we already know that this is about money, because in our first row, row 4, we have the dollar sign there. So let's go back up to our Home tab and in our Number group, and let's find the comma style. And it's actually, we don't have to pull that down. We can just click on that comma that's there in the Number group. Okay, so now we see it's been applied. Now we need to select the range of B6 all the way over to N6, and that is our active range. And now we want to click the Accounting Number Format. So click Accounting Format to format that, and it'll give us our dollar sign there. Now let's turn to page 31. We want to apply the Heading 1 cell style format and then center the headings. And actually we already did that for row 8 and row 3. So now we're on page 31. We need to format the ranges B9 to N9 and B17 to N17 and B19 to N19 with the accounting number format. And what we've done so far is we would take just one row at a time and apply the accounting style, and then we would go to the next row and apply whatever style we wanted. But we have 3 rows with ranges in them that we can all format at the same time. So let's do that. Click on cell B9 to N9 to select that range. Now hold the Control key down on your keyboard and keep holding it down And now click on cell B17 and select the range all the way over to N17. And we also want to select cell B19 to N19. And after you have those three rows selected, those ranges, release your control key on your keyboard. And now let's go to our number group and we're going to apply the accounting format, number format, to all three of those at the same time. So click that, and that looks really nice. Good job. Okay, now we're going to format the range B10 to N16. So find B10, kind of feel like I'm calling out bingo. B10, B10. Anyways, okay, so let's select the range B10 to, I think it's N16. B10 to N16. So we're going to have a huge range now, aren't we? Selecting B10 to N16. So all of this in between what we just formatted with the accounting number format here and here. So we have that big range. You can just drag and go down and over. Okay, so we want the comma style format. And if we remember, we don't have to try to find it here, although you could probably find it here. Okay, and then click the comma style, and that looks really good. Now click cell A1 to deselect the selected ranges. And let's go ahead and click save because we don't want to lose any of that work that we just completed. Okay, now we're still on page 31, but we're at the bottom. We're going to adjust the column width. So as you can see, especially with September and November, our columns aren't wide enough to fit the entire word in. So let's adjust our column widths to fix that. Okay, so let's point to the boundary on the right side of the column A heading above row 1, and that changes the pointer to a split double arrow. Okay, page 32. If you double click after it turns to the double headed arrow that is going left to right, if you double click right there, like that, then it automatically adjusts the column's width so that everything in that column fits. Now we're going to repeat this to adjust the column widths of all of our columns through N. So let's go over here between B and C and double click. You notice that one got smaller. And then February, if you double click, that one got bigger. And D through E, or D to E, smaller, smaller. That one was smaller. Double click, double click. That one about stayed the same. I think it maybe got bigger. Okay, so between J and K, this one will get bigger because September obviously is not fitting. And then October, November, December. I'm going to scroll over. And I don't think I need to adjust between N and O because that is the last column. Well, let's go ahead and do that. That makes it look nicer. So go ahead and do that between N and O as well. So we've adjusted the width of all of our columns, and it makes it look really good. Click Save. Bottom of page 32. We are going to use the name box to select a cell. The name box. So this part here, let me scroll back over. Okay, so here above column A is the name box. So click the name box in the formula bar. and type A3. And that is the cell that we want to select. So now go to page 33. Now press enter on your keyboard and notice that A3 is now outlined with a green outline, and that is our active cell. Okay, so that's good to know that you can just jump to a particular cell if needed. Okay, page 33 at the bottom, we're going to add a pie chart to this worksheet. Excel has 15 different chart types that you can choose from, and we're going to choose the pie chart today. When using a pie chart, you want to see how each part relates to the whole. So a pie chart is a really good way to visualize that. So let's start. We're going to select the range A9 to A16. So find A9 and go all the way to A16. So we go down. I went to the right out of habit, but we need to select A9 to A16. That includes all of our expenses, our rent, our food, our tuition, our books, our entertainment, our car payment, gas, and then miscellaneous. And when we put that in a pie chart, we'll get to see how big of a slice each of our expenses are visually. Okay, so now hold down your control key and now also select N9 to N16. N9 to N16. Now release your mouse and release your finger off of the keyboard and come up to the top and click the Insert tab. And now in the Charts group, we need to find a pie chart, and there it is. It's also called, they also have donut charts available. So click on that, and now we're on page 36. We want the 3D pie in the Insert Pie or Donut Chart gallery. So find the one that has the 3D pie. You can kind of look at all of them to see how they look. There's the donut, I guess because it has a big hole in the middle, like a donut. Okay, so but we want the 3D pie. That looks very nice. So click on that, and there it is. Good job. Now let's fix our chart though, because we have a title here, chart title, but that doesn't really tell us exactly what it is that we want to, that we're showing here. So go ahead and double click there until you get a box around that where you can actually edit the information that's there. And what you need to type in is monthly expenses, and then click over here outside of that box to deselect that. And we're on page 37. We're going to apply a style to the chart. We want to enhance the appearance of the chart, so we're going to add, that's why we're adding the chart style. So the first thing we're going to do, the red circle number 1 on page 37 says to click the Chart Styles button to display the Chart Styles gallery. So, Chart Styles button. Okay, when I clicked on the pie, it opened this up. I'm just going to close that out because right now I don't need that. Close. Okay, all right, so over here on the right side of our pie chart, we have 3 different buttons we can choose. This one is the chart elements. This one is the chart styles, which is the one we'll use, and the bottom one is the chart filters. So you can do lots of things with this. But we want the chart styles. So go ahead and click on that. And then over here we have some different options to choose from. I think this one is the one we're using. The one on top is the one we're using. So let's go down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is the one. Yes. Ooh, that looks really nice. So click, I think it's style 5. Yep, yep, style 5. So click style 5 and apply that. And then to close this out, you can actually select different colors, but to close this out, just click this button again. And let's click save, because that's really nice. We don't want to lose that. Now we want to change the sheet tab names. And we are on page 38. So what I'm going to have to do is move this little recording out of the way. And since I need to pause frequently for various reasons, I'm just going to leave it up instead of just minimize. So I'm going to move it over here. But if you notice down here, this is, it says sheet 1, and this is our tab, our sheet tab. So we want to change the name of this. This doesn't look very good. Sheet 1, well, that's not very descriptive. It's just the default name that Excel gives, all of its spreadsheets. So how do we do that? Well, you're going to double click the sheet tab labeled sheet 1. So just double click and notice that it turns gray and then there's a cursor at the end. And we are going to type in monthly finances on that tab. And then on your keyboard, press the enter key. And now that tab is now named what we need it to be named. And something else that we can do to personalize this, or to categorize it, or better, organize this, is you can actually change the color. So let's go ahead and right click on monthly finances and go up to tab color and then pick a color that you think looks gorgeous. I'm going to go with gold because the colors I chose for my worksheet are green and gold. Money, it's green, and then gold, coins. And so anyway, okay, so I'm going to do gold. Doesn't that look nice? Okay. Number 3 on page 39. Oh, yeah, it says click the color. If necessary, click home on the ribbon to display the home tab. Oh, yeah, we don't need to. Just click save. Okay, now we're on page 40. And I am going to go back to page 38 because I forgot to move the chart to a new sheet, which would be very nice to do. So let's do that. Okay, so click the Move Chart button, which is on your Chart Tools Design tab. So up here where it says Chart Tools, click the Design tab. Yeah. And then we are going to click drop my microphone. Move Chart. So come over here where it says Move Chart and click that. And we want to put this on a new sheet. So click on that little circle. And then change what it says. It's defaulted as chart 1. We're going to change that to something that looks nicer. And we're going to type in monthly expense chart. Oop, I want to capitalize that chart. And then once you have that typed in, go ahead and click OK. And notice when you click OK that your pie chart's going to jump over onto a new chart. Looks nice. And down here, you have the tab that has your monthly expense chart, and then if you click over here, you have your monthly finances tab. And so everything is still there. It didn't go away. Okay, so let's click save. That looks really good. Okay, so that was page 38. We changed the sheet tab name. And now we want to print a worksheet. Okay, so let's go back over and click on our worksheet so that we can see all of our numbers. And then click on File and click on Print. And now we're on page 42. The printer that you're going to want to use is the HS-1200-lab-color printer. Don't pick the black one because it's unplugged because it almost caught fire. So let's just stay with the color printer. So click on color printer and it'll give you a preview of what you see. Notice how it's cutting off some of our information. We have our income from January to July, our expenses all the way to July. But what about the rest of the year? Okay, so let's change our portrait orientation to landscape and watch what happens in our print preview screen on the right. After you click it, it might take a second. Okay, so that's better. It's still kind of cut off. So that's not good. So let's see what we can do to fix that. Well, we do have some scaling that we can change. So click there, and we want to fit the sheet on one page. So click Fit Sheet on one page. That way it's not cut off. We can see everything, and it's just going to make it a little bit smaller, but we'll have all the information in one place on one sheet of paper. Okay. Since I do want you to print this out, it'll be a really good idea to put your name on it first because most everyone's will look exactly the same. So let's go back before we print. So push on this back arrow. My computer is being slow. Go back. Okay. And then up here where it says monthly estimates, let's type, and well, let's go up here where it says personal budget worksheet, type there, and then we're going to type in for, and then put your actual first and last name there. Okay, now click Save, and again click on File, and then go down to where it says Print, and everything should still be set up the way we wanted it. We have the same printer, we have landscape orientation, and we're going to fit everything on one page. So going back and correcting a few things doesn't change all of that, but you still want to check just in case. Okay, now click Print, and yes, really click Print. I do want to see your work. Make sure you have your name on it first, though, before you click Print. Okay, I can't wait to see your finished product. But before you go, there's just a couple of things I want to show you, and I'm going to move this recording back over. So you can auto calculate area to determine a maximum. So let's select the range B19 to M19. So B19 all the way over to N19. Oh wait, no, don't include N, just go to M. So we're just going to do January to December for the whole year. We don't want the total. So you've selected cells, the range of B19 to M19. Now we're going to click maximum on the shortcut menu to display maximum value in the range B19 to M19. So the shortcut menu popped up on our screen at the very end. So click on that and it gives you different options. And the one that we want is the maximum. And well, I just noticed that we're almost at 25 minutes. I do want to go ahead and stop right here. What I want you to do is turn in your hard copy that you printed out and turn that in, and I will give you further directions in class. Thank you so much.